but they may already be here. Hi, Jay. All right, let me change my description, see if I can send a blast. Okay, everyone, welcome to Let's Be Mutual. This episode is based on Star Wars, so I have found some Star Wars fans. They're not going to know who each other is, okay? The goal of this is to get to know each other without judging a book by its cover. This app is known for, a lot of people, they don't talk to someone based on who they're friends with or whose family they're in or any of that. So the goal of this is to try and do away with that. All right, I have one guest requesting the box. If there is any others, will you please request? All right, it looks like we have two. We can definitely make it work with two. I do invite anyone from the chat to participate. If you like Star Wars and you have a Lurk account, Lurk accounts only take about 5 minutes to make, and you can delete them right after. So, does anyone have any questions? Also, chat, I encourage you to ask questions too. If you're familiar with Star Wars or you just have a general question in general for them, or you want to try and take a guess on who they are, feel free. But if you know who they are, don't ruin it, okay? We like the element of surprise. All right. Also, guess you can black screen. You can point the camera up high, or you can mute yourself and respond to questions in the chat. Even though I do prefer y'all to talk to me because I get pretty tired of hearing my own voice. All right, we got contestant number 1, contestant number 2. Please let me know if y'all need muted.
You can mute me if you want.
All right, we are muting. All right, who said if I want? Because I do want somebody to talk to me.
Guess what Carlton did this time?
Why can't I hear you anymore?
All right, so who all here actually likes Star Wars, or did you just say so to be on the show?
I like Star Wars.
All right, any y'all on the dark side?
So it depends on how much I drink.
Okay. All right, to begin, I was told not to refer to Star Wars movies as movies, but as episodes, so I'm going to say movies just to trigger y'all, okay?
They're movies.
What's your favorite movie?
4, New Hope.
I'm waiting to see the answers in the chat, too. Episode 3, which one is that? Okay. All right. And which one would you say is the worst?
One.
One.
Yeah.
So one's is Dar's favorite.
One is the one with Anakin Skywalker as a kid.
All right. So it looks like we got our first debate up. All right. DJ. I want to hear why it's the best. Why you think it's the best. DJ, I want to hear why you think it's the worst. And Pablo up there, you can feel free to put your input in it too.
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks. That's my answer. Final answer.
Okay. It's the best because I'm in it. Attack of the Clones and Jar Jar Binks. Okay.
Can't stand Jar Jar Binks. It was the worst character in Star Wars of all time.
Okay, so since y'all know Star Wars, I gotta ask. What's y'all's response if someone calls y'all a scug?
The hell is that?
SKUG.
That's my response. What the hell is that?
Really? Come on, y'all know what it is. Got to.
If you're referring to Star Wars 4 with Han Solo, then yes, I know what it is. But if you're not, because I could be lost on that one, I have no clue.
It's a insult used to demean or offend someone.
Right, so was I right on that then?
Yes.
All right. I mean, if I was in the Star Wars universe, I'd be pretty pissed.
All right. So, if there's one thing that could have been done differently between the conflict, especially with the Dark Jedi conflict, what would you do different? If you could change anything about it, what would it be?
I don't know, because it's been a while since I've seen the movies. So I don't know the lore off the top of my head behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be able to answer that question. Yeah, at least I'm honest.
Right. I appreciate it. Oh, okay. What about you, Dardar? Listen to Yoda. Is everything just going to be based on Yoda?
I mean, they're not wrong.
All right. So I want to see how y'all explain it, right? So everyone knows one of my favorite numbers is 69 for other reasons.
Right.
But what is Order 69 in Star Wars, y'all? What is it?
To listen to Yoda.
No comment. So, from what I read, because I'm not going to lie to y'all and say that I've watched these because I haven't. Um, the idea to kill the entire clone army in one setting, leaving the Jedi defenseless?
Sure, I'll go with that.
Okay, how long has it been since y'all have watched these movies? Don't tell me I've done my research for nothing.
A while.
Okay,
But then, so what? Go ahead. I interrupted. No, because what I would say would give me away, so I'm not going to say it. Obviously, everybody already knows who I am, so it doesn't matter, I guess.
All right, what's a poodoo?
A poo-poo?
No, a poodoo. Unless I'm saying it wrong.
I'm
But I
dead.
swear it's spelled poodoo. Poodoo. Yes.
You're making me look this up. Hold on.
Yes, a poodoo.
It says a Hutsi word often used as a slang term for fodder or nonsense.
Yeah, something disliked,
Like a
right? Apparently
disgrace.
this was used in Star Wars a lot, so.
Oh, episode. Yeah, that's the reason why I don't know. It's an episode 1 reference. Come on.
What?
I hate episode 1.
Why did you hate episode 1 again?
Anakin. The acting with Anakin was horrible.
Would y'all agree?
And Jar Jar Binks. Sorry.
So, if I was to watch Star Wars, I just need to skip episode 1. Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah, 2's alright. 3's better. Obviously, the original 3 are the best. But yeah, just skip 1. Exactly. I agree. 100%.
All right. So, so since I don't know anything about Star Wars, I'm going to let y'all educate me a bit. What's a bit about Return of the Jedi? I hear that's one of the most, that's the biggest one in there. Would you say that's true?
Okay, repeat the question. I'm sorry.
How would y'all explain Return of the Jedi to me? Like, I've never seen it, but I hear it's the most popular. But how would you explain it to me in a way that would make me want to watch it?
Unmute the real Solo, please.
Okay.
The real Pablo. And
Pablo.
Return of the Jedi is basically Luke Skywalker, who is the heir of the Jedi due to his father being Anakin Skywalker and all. But being the last of the Jedi, he basically has to face the Dark Emperor himself, let alone his fallen, the fallen Jedi of his father, who was the poster child of the Jedi Order, except turned to the dark side. So for Return of the Jedi, it is basically on Palpatine have to die, and then also Vader have to die as well for the Jedi to survive.
It was
Oh.
also a big Jungle Book movie, kind of, with the whatever they're called, the vehicles that they had. I don't remember the name of them.
All right. I feel like the flow's going a lot better now that we can conversate. Dardar, do you want unmuted to conversate too? All right, so here's a big question, right? Apparently, this is a big question that gets asked. So, say in a direct confrontation, could any Jedi or Sith prevent Darth? I'm probably going to say this wrong. Nihilus from devouring them.
Who?
It's spelled Nihilus.
I'm looking this up.
Darth.
Yeah.
Is that even in the movies?
It supposedly is. It's apparently supposed to be a big controversial topic.
No, it was. Hold on, I'm looking this up. No, apparently not. Not in the movies. So I think that's an invalid question, but others might know. From comic books. Not in the movie though.
Yeah, I haven't read all the Dark Horse comic books in a long, long time.
Okay. All right, it was just one of the questions. How would you explain to me what a Skywalker is?
A family line of Jedis?
The last name of Simi and Anakin Skywalker. It's
AKA
basically
family
the
line of
Jedi.
Jedis?
Okay. So Luke, right? Luke is like one of the. Is that the storyline it follows? Is Luke all of
It's
them?
not just Luke, but here, let me. There's three. There's Shmi Skywalker, Anakin Skywalker, and Luke. Shmi,
Okay. Who's Anakin and who's Luke?
Anakin is Anakin. Okay, someone else answer this because I'm gonna butcher this completely. I may or may not have been drinking.
Anakin Skywalker is the child prodigy and also the creative child that Darth Plagueis, if you actually read the Star Wars books and all, that Darth Plagueis created for him
Correct.
to.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, also becomes Vader, which is Luke's father.
Wait, who becomes Vader? Anakin becomes Vader?
Anakin, correct. Yep.
Okay.
Did she mute herself?
Yeah, I had to. My kid come running in here.
Oh no, you're fine. I trip out because I think there's something wrong with the app. I mean, there's always something wrong with the app.
Okay, so what was y'all's initial reaction? Okay, so whenever you sat there and you watched it the first time and you find out Anakin is Vader, Luke's father, what was your initial reaction?
Okay, repeat the question. I'm sorry, I was reading the comments.
Okay, so what was your reaction whenever you found out that Anakin was Vader?
I think they could have gotten a better actor.
Is that the movie you hate?
Yep.
The one that it happened in?
Yep.
Oh wow! So the big, how is it? He says, "I am your father." How does it go?
So that's not the first one, but it hints towards that. If that makes any sense.
He's right.
I mean, everybody already knows Anakin is Luke's father, so when you start the first one, you're just like, they really casted this kid as Luke's father, the guy who's supposed to play Darth Vader or be Darth Vader.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So we already know which movies y'all think is the worst. But say you're offered a story to build onto the storyline, right? You're going to help make the next movie. What are we doing?
Well, I don't know, but it has to follow the last three, right?
I don't know. I've not seen them. Y'all are educating me.
I'm dead.
Y'all are educating me. All right.
It has
I'm
to.
not. I had every intention to watch it because I was doing this. But once I've seen how many there was and how long they was, I'm like, yeah, this is like a summer project, not a week project, okay?
Yeah, because there's a total of 12 Star Wars movies.
Yep.
Yeah. Nobody warned me, okay?
You could have just. Never mind. Anyways, I'm not giving myself away. Anywho, moving on.
That part.
Moving on. I think that they need to obviously follow rewrite 7 and 8. I don't know if I see. My whole thing is I was born in 77. Okay, so the original is the best, I think, because it came out the day I was born. Not the day I was born, but in the month that I was born. No, not even the month that I was born. Just the year I was born. I'm sorry, may or may not have been drinking a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, so I got a question for you. I'm a real DJ. So were you born in December of 1976? You said because
No, I was
the
born in
original was
'77,
supposed to
January of '77.
uh, because the original was supposed to come out in 1976, but there was a delay, so they actually had to do something with like
Correct.
little cards of like, oh, this new movie gonna come out, so we're gonna
Hi,
do like little
Liz.
toys and shipping. Yeah.
I'm in Bunny's Live. I'm
All
all
right.
right.
I
I'm
love
a,
y'all are
sorry.
conversating about this and going back and forth, by the way. I do. That's what I want, just so y'all know. All right. So, oh, if y'all was to explain to me what the Force Unleashed is, how would you explain that to me?
It's a video game.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay, how's it played? What's the go? Do you get to pick sides?
I've never personally played it, but I know it's a game.
So the Force Unleashed is a backstory during Episode 3, after the Empire actually made a power play against the Jedi, and not only that, the Separatist elite, and the rise of the power of the Empire. It basically has a little storyline where a, a master who actually had a son um, ends up dying in Kashyyyk and losing to Vader, but the son becomes a apprentice to Darth Vader, and Darth Vader basically uses this child of the Jedi
Okay.
to actually do hunting for himself, but also the Emperor. Except there is only a rule of two. Emperor Palpatine is the master and Darth Vader is the apprentice. So there cannot be Darth Vader having an apprentice because that would be against the law of the rule of two. So basically, Darth Vader uses the apprentice who wants the son of a Jedi to actually do his bidding for him as a spy.
Okay.
That's too much for me to remember.
All right. So I've got some controversial stuff that I think will help liven it up a little and maybe even cause some confrontation between you all right? So we're going to pick and choose, right? Okay, so we're going to write this character out of the story, right? All right, the choices on getting rid of them is, are we getting rid of Yoda or Chewbacca?
No.
Which one? No, one of them's got to go. It's either Yoda or Chewbacca.
I
Which
would
one's
go. I
going?
would get rid of. I would get rid of Chewbacca. I'm sorry.
Uh, we all love
Yoda's
Chewie.
wise.
Go ahead, sorry.
All right, everybody.
Okay, come on, think about it. All Chewbacca can say is rar, rar, rar. That's it.
Do you feel like there'd be a movie without either one?
I thought there was.
Oh, is there? Okay, see, I didn't watch them.
Hold on, let me look this up for you.
Episode one, two, no, excuse me. Yeah, episode 1 and 2, I don't have Chewbacca. Episode 3 has Chewbacca at Kashyyyk. So for the two movies, he is not in it. But uh, we all love Chewie, and he's like right hand of Han Solo. So getting rid of
Um,
him would be kind of beneficial, even though he's like the bodyguard who can whip people's arms out of their sockets.
I'm
So
raising
we'll
my
do.
hand, but you can't see
Okay.
it. I'm sorry, don't mean to interrupt you. But
It's okay.
Chewbacca appears in all 9 theatrical Star Wars movies, episode 1 through 9. He is also in the standalone film Solo: A Star Wars Story in Rogue Squadron, or Rogue One, I mean.
All right. So again, we're writing these out, right? Oh,
I'm googling.
okay. Are we getting rid of Princess Leia
I
or Han
mean,
Solo?
no. Han Solo. Han Solo's already technically dead, isn't he?
Yeah, but they're completely written out of the story. That means they never existed in any of it. They're just,
Princess Leia is more of an important character than Han Solo is.
I agree. Taking out Han Solo would kind of be a little beneficial, but then again, every princess like a bad boy.
all right, we getting rid of Luke or Han Solo?
Han Solo? Come on.
Okay. So, that's funny.
That's not even a question.
It is for those that ain't watched it, you gotta remember. Alright, we getting rid of R2D2 or the C3PO?
R2D2 is more of an important character, but C3PO knows billions of languages and can be helpful in any situation. Although C3PO can retain any memory, so I would say get rid of R2D2.
Okay, well, I think some disagree with you, Jay. Why are y'all getting
Wow,
rid
give
of
me away.
I mean,
I agree with Jar Jar Binks because C-3PO,
you just saying
he,
everyone
he
knew he was.
yeah, he basically is like a waste. The only good part about him was in episode 9 where he supposedly had some back information about leading Sith
C3PO can hack
rebellion.
too. I'm sorry, don't mean to interrupt you, but C3PO can hack too. The fuck? We're not featured.
Right,
But
we're not.
R2D2 is a great mechanic. I mean,
And with one
C-3PO, like,
hand, I'm dead.
See, I love it whenever y'all debate.
with what hands?
R2D2 has tools. C-3PO can just talk.
C3PO has hands.
I had a question for y'all too when you're done debating.
R2D2, of course, he's more knowledgeable and is. Wait, that's not true. Which came later, R2D2 or BB-8?
R2D2, because BB-8, he's like a later model.
BB-8 was in
And
the newer one. I mean, the older
yeah,
ones. I mean, the episode one.
no, R2D2 was in the original one. Look, BB-8 was in the new one.
BB-8 was in episode one. Episode one, as in Star Wars one, not New Hope.
No, not. Wait, what? No, BB-8 was not episode 1.
Which episode did BB-8 first appear in? BB-8 is okay. Episode 7, Force Awakens. Really?
Yep, there you go. Because R2D2 was in episode 1.
All right, I stand corrected.
Yep, thank you. I can dust my shoulders off.
Listen, I'm a little buzzed. Don't mind me.
Okay.
This is a fun episode because Star Wars is my shit.
All right, so we kind of touched base on Jabba the Hutt. What do you like about him, and what is it you can't stand?
Useless fucking creature.
Why do you hate Jabba so much?
It's a useless creature. Like, Boba Fett would have been a better leader than Jabba the Hutt.
I have
Just
to
saying.
agree. But in the original Star Wars, Jabba the Hutt was a person. He wasn't a slug until in 1997.
Well, so the story behind that is he was a person, and then they were like, nah, he shouldn't be a person, he should be a puppet. And so thus became Jabba the Hutt. But yeah, Jabba the Hutt was always Jabba the Hutt. Jabba the Hutt was never really a person until the movies, so therefore Jabba the Hutt was always a slug. Hi, Moon.
All right, so are we getting rid of Darth Vader or Count Dooku?
Count Dooku.
All right, and who is Count Dooku for those that don't know?
DJ, you want to handle this?
Count. Okay, I'm trying to get a simple definition.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Uno momento.
Okay.
I'm not getting a response from. Hold on. Count
Okay. Well,
Dooku,
I
also
know.
known as Darth Tyrannus,
Mhm.
uh, introduced in the prequel films. Portrayed. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Doesn't really say who he was.
He is the fallen apprentice of Yoda. He basically taught Qui-Gon Jinn everything, and it was mentioned in Tales of the Jedi that of his falling out of the Jedi Order. When Qui-Gon Jinn passed away, he felt a deep anger toward the Jedi Order of how they presented themselves. So he decided to stick with the plan with Palpatine and decided to create the clone army for the Jedi to be all distinguished.
All right. So, are we getting rid of Mandalorian or Luke?
I mean, the Mandalorian is a species, right? Technically.
No, the Mandalorian is he's an honorable. Let's just get with like a mercenary versus a bounty hunter, but he is very warm-hearted toward Grogu. But
Mandalorian is also associated with a multi-species culture of warrior clans, so there's more than one. So I don't know if that's a valid question.
I would
Getting rid of.
say, I would say Luke. No, no, not Luke. Not get rid of Luke, but get rid of the Mandalorian.
If I had to choose, I would say Mandalorian, but Mandalorian isn't a person.
Okay.
He is,
Pretty
but
sure I asked you.
he was a mercenary.
All right. So, I know there's two everyone's lost so far. So, I'm going to be that person. Are we getting rid of Luke or Yoda?
Luke, that's easy.
Yes, get rid of Luke. Yoda lived 900 years.
Yeah, Luke's lived
Luke,
what, 20? 30?
yeah, he was 18. He was 18 in episode 4 in New Hope, but he became like in his 20s during episode 6.
Yeah, but
Okay.
nobody cares about Luke. Like, if anything, when it came down to it, Luke versus Yoda, Yoda, come on, all the way.
Okay. Is there anyone that you're getting rid of Yoda to keep in the series, or is just Yoda a given? Yoda's staying.
Yoda. If it wasn't for Yoda, there would not be a series.
He's right.
Okay.
So the
So, from
answer
what
would
I'm
be
hearing,
two.
is Yoda is the glue to Star Wars, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Is that even a question? Jar Jar versus Chewie? Come on, I'm not even gonna answer that.
Jar Jar. Oh no, Jar Jar. Get rid of Jar Jar. We keep
That's what I'm
Chewie.
saying. I'm not even gonna answer that. Get rid of Jar Jar all the way. And of course he would say that. Come on.
All right, we get Obi-Wan Kenobi, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that one or Chewie.
Chewie.
Jury.
Okay. All right, Boba Fett or Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Boba Fett.
Do y'all not like Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Because Obi-Wan Kenobi was wise.
That's a tough one for me because Boba Fett was a clone of Jango Fett, but getting rid of him, getting rid of the most fearsome upgraded clone of somebody who created him and also wanted him as a son, as a pupil, versus a wise old man like Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's a sticky situation than peanut butter and honey.
It's gotta
But
be. It's gotta be straight up. It's gotta be. Come on. There's no question. Obi-Wan Kenobi is more wise. He's always had the insight. You know what I mean?
All right.
yeah, but Boba Fett lived longer. Hate to say it.
Well,
All
yeah,
right.
because he ended up being technically a part human, right?
He was a clone, but he was
Yeah.
definitely human. He wasn't. He wasn't modified like the rest of the clones, it was all natural for him. Pause, but yeah, if you know what I mean by
Right.
clone and all natural,
Yeah.
yeah. I hate to say it, but yeah, Boba Fett. Even though he lived longer than Obi-Wan Kenobi, but why
How would
some
he
years?
be a
Yes.
nanny?
It's giving me a headache.
Alright. So I'm scrolling and I'm looking at these characters. And I see Wicket W. Warwick, and he's so cute. How does he get overlooked?
Wicked is a Wicked. What are you talking about? Wicked as in Wicked in the movie Wicked?
No, she's
No.
talking about the Ewok. She's talking about the little
Yeah.
Oh, the
Ewok.
Ewok Wicked. All right. Well, he really didn't do anything. Honestly, he saved Han Solo, but he really didn't do anything. Like,
Uh,
and he wasn't even in the movie that much. Although,
sir, I'm sorry
although,
to
hold on,
say
hold on,
this. I
hold on.
have
I'm
to.
not done. I'm not done. Although, there was a movie called Ewoks, if you don't remember, a long time ago. You forgot about that movie. It was a standalone movie. I don't know why they're not listed in the standalone movies, but there is a whole shit ton of them in that movie, and it was basically about them.
If you talk about the cartoon version, then yes, I have
Nope,
seen that.
nope, not the
No?
cartoon
Oh, okay. You
version.
talk about something else. Yeah, I've heard
It
about
was a
those.
live action movie. Um, Ewok movie, I think. Let me see. Ewok movie. Ewok Adventure is what it was called,
Okay.
and it was released in. Hold on.
The 80s, it had to be after episode 6.
1984.
Yep. But correction, I must protest and make this correction. He didn't save Han Solo. He actually pulled up to Leia and was trying to shank her and went on with curiosity.
I
So
mean,
when
if I
he,
was an Ewok, I would want to shake Leia too. I mean, oh, you don't mean fuck.
I don't mean that. I mean like really poke her with his. You know what? This is gonna get a little dirty. Anyway, we're gonna get past that little
It
dirty
can get
aspect.
dirty, okay? We're not featured.
Yeah, we're not featured.
Why do
That's
this?
why. That's why I said what I said.
But there are little perverts in there. Oh no, with people with dirty minds. I can say perverts. That would be
I'm a
taking a little
pervert.
bit of.
I'll gladly admit that.
I guess you
But
forgot who's hosting this.
no. If Wicket
Right,
was the
Annie?
one who saved Princess Leia because he could have left her out to get shot by the stormtroopers, but he decided to befriend her after she showed him kindness. Now, in a technical, no, in less technical aspect, um, if Wicked
This is
actually
about
showing
Star
kindness
Wars,
to Han
not me,
Solo,
Sam.
then
Okay?
probably. But that was only because Luke actually used the Force to lift up one of the
I need to be
elderly
sober for my.
Ewoks.
I'm in idle tonight, and I need to be sober. Sorry.
Do y'all agree with Psychotic's statement that
Hmm?
Darth Maul had potential?
Oh yes, most definitely. When they killed him off in episode 1 by having him sliced of a half a man, yeah, and then bring him back in the Clone Wars. I
Dar Dar
mean, that
says
was a big
no.
thing.
Why no, Dar Dar?
Because Jar Jar likes Jar Jar, and Jar Jar is a shitty character.
Well, I was looking, and from what I read, Jar Jar comes off foolish and a menace. Is that
Okay,
right?
all right. If you watch the original, and I've seen Star Wars episodes 1, 2, and 3 in the theater. Well, I saw the remakes of 4, 5, and 6 too, but we're not going there. I like them. Don't get me wrong. I like the remakes better than the originals. I know everybody's gonna shoot me on that one too. But
That's not debatable, but okay.
um, yeah. So Jar Jar is just an annoying little son of a bitch who doesn't need to be in any fucking movie and could die for all I care. Sorry, Jar Jar.
I hate this. I hate to agree, but I do agree. Jar Jar Binks is a useless character. I mean, everybody could be out slaying stormtroopers. Oh, no, backwards. Slaying droids and getting into a lot of fights and all that. Jar Jar just acts clumsy and is very, very strange, which brings the attention during the Clone Wars of the Lost Missions of Season 6. How the heck did somebody clumsy would ever have a love interest, let alone a girlfriend, that he'd even want to admit
Could
was
you
his?
imagine being sorry, Jesus. Jar Jar Binks' fucking girlfriend?
Yeah, that's my question too.
Just saying.
I
Okay,
agree.
Dar Dar, I want to know, why do you like Jar Jar?
Dar Dar's just trying to be indifferent. Dude, the echo is real for me. Why am I
Hang
echoing?
on.
Dar Dar is just... Okay. Well, I'm just gonna shut up.
Go ahead.
Dar Dar is trying to be indifferent.
Okay, so who's Senator Bell Organa? Did I say that wrong? Organa?
Organa?
Yeah.
Senator... Hold on, I'm gonna look that up for you.
You don't need to. I'll just do the definition. So, Senator Bail Organa is the friend of Padme Amidala, the wife of Anakin Skywalker, and also the mother
Oh, yeah, he was
of
like
the
the homie.
Skywalker twins. But Bail Organa is the lifelong friend of his fellow senator, Padme Amidala. When episode 3 ended, he took in Leia as his own daughter because he and his wife were trying to have a child and I can't say failing, but it didn't quite succeed. So they always wanted a daughter, which he took in Leia.
Why is this person a walking dictionary of Star Wars?
Because I'm a Star Wars fan.
I mean, I'm a Star Wars fan too, but I don't know that much. Jesus Christ.
All right, so Psychotic had a question for you guys that I did not mean to miss. I'm sorry. It says, who do y'all prefer, Windu or, and I'm not going to butcher that, okay?
Let me see. Windu or Qui-Gon Jinn? Ugh. I would say Master Windu. Even though I hate to say it because that's Samuel L. Jackson, but we don't know quite much about Mace Windu, but we know full well that Qui-Gon Jinn has been in each and every movie except for the original trilogy. Even though there's been talk about him being in Episode 6 at the end, however, they did not include him. But in the Lego Star Wars video games, they have included him because not only was he part of the Force and as a voice of reason for Obi-Wan, but also Yoda too. But yeah, they George Lucas and a couple others basically said, I don't think that'd be appropriate in a type of less worthless sense.
All right. So we're down to the last little bit of the show. Everyone knows this time I do like to ask, could y'all kick it and watch Star Wars together or no? Are y'all fighting the whole time or y'all think y'all could watch it?
I can watch it.
Okay.
I can definitely watch it with these guys.
All
The only
right.
thing is, we're gonna have to do rock paper scissors on the debates, and let alone who gets to make the popcorn.
We probably have to do rock paper scissors on which episode to watch first too.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Psychotic has another question. All right. Psychotic, you can ask as many questions as you want for the next 4 minutes. I'm beat on it. Not gonna lie, I had notes saved and forgot to save them on my iPad before it died, so therefore I lost them all. So I appreciate y'all kind of helping me kind of just go with the flow and conversating. I love that. I'll let y'all answer her questions, but at 55, we'll come in on your real accounts.
We already know who I am. I'm already in here under my real account.
I only have one device at the moment, so I'll just flip my camera. But give me 1 second.
All right, 55 after,
Your
okay?
guacamole salsa?
All right. So, Dardar and Pablo, will y'all need a minute to leave and come back on your real accounts? Because I
Now
want
let's do
y'all to be
this.
favorites on your real account.
Even though I'm.
That I can definitely do. I'll
Oh
be
shit,
right
this
back.
might
Okay.
not work.
All right,
Sorry.
go ahead and leave and come back on your real accounts. We'll get your
You
favorites.
can add me both. You can add both.
Okay.
Should be
All
able
right.
to.
Oh, if it would echo too bad.
No, no, I'm really. Oh, it is echoing. Can you hear the echo?
Yeah, I can hear the echo.
Hold on.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Sorry, I'm also playing something in my live.